By now, most or if not all have heard within our community that the BET Hip Hop Awards has been canceled indefinitely. And along with that, unfortunately, the Soul Train Awards are going to be canceled as well. Now, we kind of all saw it coming. There's so many videos that I see of people posting, like their Scooby-Doo looking for clues on why BET has finally canceled the Hip Hop Awards. Like, get serious. I have to make a serious warning, and that is later on in this video, I am going to discuss some really heavy topics. It may be offensive to some. I don't know. It's not to be offensive, it is to be informative. So I do want to make this disclaimer. These are the founders of BET Network, and they did build up a great legacy. They established it and created so many different shows and music shows and talk shows and news outlets, to inform the Black American community, and also too just the Black diaspora across the globe. But these BET Hip Hop Awards have been declining over the years. They went from like being top tier opportunities for people to perform, and then also it partnered up with Soul Train, and that was a great thing. Soul Train has always been a staple in our homes until it ended. Don Cornelius was the founder of it. He started in Chicago. It went on to be able to highlight and give a platform for very talented artists. And it also gave us the opportunity to get connected with dancing and who was hip and who was up and coming. With all of these good things, it opened up so many doors and opportunities, both BET and Soul Train. And then later on, the BET Hip Hop Awards and Soul Train Awards, people like her, Rosie Perez. There's so many different people that came up, but both BET Network and with Soul Train. Now, with all of the great things of Soul Train Awards, there's one thing that BET forgot, and that is that they are Black entertainment on a network. That's right. Black Entertainment Network. That is what the acronym stands for. It's supposed to highlight Black people. It's supposed to give a platform for our young people and our older folks to connect with what's going on in the Black community. And we used to have acts on BET Hip Hop Awards from like the greats, Heavy D, LL Cool J, there's Nelly, Little Kim. I mean, we can just keep going on and on and on with the greats. That's Redman. I'm bringing some of these names back. I didn't put everybody in here, but I just, kind of place a few people. Cash Money taking over for the 99 and the 2000. Wu-Tang Clan doing verses, they were like ciphering. That's Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre. That's Lil Wayne. That's Chris Brown. Even like R&B artists were making waves on BET Hip Hop Awards. There goes Big Papa, Notorious B.I.G. There go the Diddler before the baby oil trial. And again, there's just so many great. That's Ludacris and again Nelly. I mean, it was just so many great acts. And you had shows supporting like the BET Hip Hop Awards, because you had like 106 in Park with AJ and Free. You had R&B artists that were being interviewed by Nanda Lewis and Donnie Simpson on their show. And I am meeting Mr. AJ in Atlanta. That was exciting. He's a very nice person. And but the BET Hip Hop Awards, what had happened was this. The BET group ended up becoming purchased by a company called Viacom for $3 billion back in 2000. You want to know who Viacom is owned by? And who turned the steering wheel of BET? Them. Black Entertainment Network it was owned by them. Yes. And there's a deep dive with these people. So Viacom owns CBS, owns a couple of different subsidiaries, and they even ended up firing Nick Cannon. But look down at the left. Do you see that triangle with the eye in it? Does it look a little bit familiar, more familiar to you? Keep looking. Keep looking. What about now? Now, how about now? Yeah, so I found out a lot of information about Viacom and these people right here, especially him, and the way that they operate with the Illuminati. Yes, and this Deborah Lee, since she became CEO, she was one of the last ones that tried to keep the culture. But she ended up having an affair with the founding owner, Mr. Johnson, and they were both married. Unfortunately, yeah, that's the T right there. And you know, it was happening while he was still married to Mrs. Johnson. Yes. And so if I go missing for the next pieces of information I'm about to share, you know why. So this man right here, his name is Summer Redstone. He's the owner again of Viacom. Viacom is CBS, and also he's over like the National Amusement, Disney. So this is going to be the section in where I placed the earlier disclaimer, a warning that the things that are going to be discussed, it is very heavy. It has to do with occultism, religion. These people are connected to the Bilderbergs. It will start getting deep. Illuminati. Different rounds. Now look at that name. That's the Bilderberg. They're part of the families of this order of Illuminati. Okay, take a really good look. Now you see again, the Illuminati, the Bilderbergs are still listed in there, right? Now Illuminati means the enlightened ones. It refers to historical and fictional groups. There's a lot of child trafficking in this, and this is like their handbook. Now, along with that, now, allegedly, they developed and built a castle in Belgium. There it is. It's still there to this day. That is their headquarters in Belgium. Now, look at this right here. These are the Vanderbilts. They are like one of the richest families that were in New America, Gilded Age. These Vanderbilts were heavily into the occult. And that is Cornelius Vanderbilt. He is the founding father that created their wealth. They're very wealthy. One of the wealthiest families that started here in the United States after the Civil War. You know who that young man is right there? That is Anderson Cooper. Yes, he is a direct descendant of the Vanderbilt family. Now, this is where their home used to be at 666 Fifth Avenue. And guess who else now had owned? Jared Kushner. He also owned 666 Fifth Avenue. He is the son-in-law of our current sitting president, Donald Trump. Now look at this, Illuminati. You've heard of that word before, right? Now look at this again, the Bilderbergs. Now, they are heavily connected to our world government. And who's in the Bilderberg group? Well, let's see here. You'll start seeing political heads, but you'll also see who? The current president's son-in-law. Again, Jared Kushner, owner of that same property, 666 Fifth Avenue. Now, he was on the guest list from one of the Bilderberg's forums back in 2019. This is also him again. He is also a part of another forum with the Bilderbergs. Okay, he is also, let me keep in mind for you, he's Ashkenazi Jewish. Now, this is nothing in being anti-Semitic. I just want to make sure I point it out. And do you see that there is the Bilderbergs again? Well, along with this, there's the United Nations. Okay. Now, the United Nations that's located in New York is also heavily impacted with the Ashkenazi Jewish sect and the Kabbalah following, which is another practice that they follow. This is really deep here. This is connected to hip hop. Now, remember, this was the owner at one time of Black Entertainment Television. And remember, he also made sure that Nick Cannon was fired. They deemed that he said something super anti-Semitic. Now, look at that. The order of the Illuminati is 13 councils, okay? In that 13 councils, you'll also see the same thing in a dollar bill. Jared Kushner is also connected to the UN. Why? Because of Lucent. So Lucis Trust offices are in New York City. Alice Bailey is one of the writers or the founders for Lucis Trust. She wrote a book called The Atom of Consciousness. And now President Trump is following the same sentiment that she's followed in her practices. Lucifer Publishing is also connected to Kushner's previous media conglomerate, okay, The Observer.
The biometric entry-exit visa tracking system, which we need desperately. Never been completed. The politicians are all talk, no action, never happened. In my administration, we will ensure that this system is in place. And I will tell you, it will be on land, it will be on sea, it will be in air. Approximately half of new illegal immigrants came on temporary visas and then never ever left. Why should they? Nobody's telling them to leave. Stay as long as you want. We'll take care.
I guess people slept on this one, huh?
Deuce, RFIDs, Lucent Technologies, Lucent, Lucifer, Lucis Trust. Guess where Lucent Technology once was? That's right, it was at 666 Fifth Avenue. Jared Kushner is now called Alcatel Lucent. See, they'll tell you, oh, well, it's no longer 666 Fifth Avenue, it's 660, because they had a hard time marketing that building for sale when he decided to sell. This was done by design to make sure that Black people got trash through their airwaves. All right. And so this is not a bad thing that this show has now been taken off the air. This is a good thing. It's a necessary evil, unfortunately, for Soul Train to be removed, but it is a necessary evil because this is what was able to filter through when they removed people like Ted, who was trying to protect the culture. Do you see what I'm saying? You had other people that knew that a way to get through Black people, urban Black people, was through drugs, through crime. A lot of it is like lasciviousness, sex-induced type of videos. These things are constructed to destroy the Black family. Do you see what I'm saying? It's helping to push the agenda of destroying the Black family, because that was the last thing that Black people still had during the 1964 civil rights. And you even had congresswomen who were going up to Congress letting them know that this hip-hop music was going to be a destroyer of the Black family. I'm not saying that white children, Hispanic kids, Asian kids don't play around, but you would never find that okay in their households. Only Black Americans. And why is that? It is demonic. It is destructive. And I want you to know that hip hop is dead. Okay? Hip hop has morphed into something else that is demonic and cultish. Black Americans have allowed our music to turn into a cultish sect. And hip hop has become a gateway now for satanic forces. And you're about to see some things that are it's going to blow your mind if you're not already aware of it. So a lot of corruption has been able to filtrate through hip hop music. I mean, there's even people that are talking about it outside of the black community, calling it rap cults, and it's cultish now. Lucifer, biblically, if you believe in that, Lucifer had pipes. Lucifer was a musician. And rap has now been around for a very long time, and it morphed from other music genres that black people created here in this country. Black Americans, we are special. Our music is different. It is unique. It creates trends all over the world. But it has been able to become a force that demonic individuals have been able to use. Those pipes are similar to the gift that black Americans have here in the United States. And I'm going to show you for one reason. Marina Abramovich. She is a Satanist, okay? And Jay-Z, a few years ago, he attended a art installation, and it was called Spirit Cooking. This is her friend, Michelle Lamy. When you fly over to Paris and you get a call from her as a rapper, this is who you see. Now, she is not claiming that she's a witch. She's not claiming that she's a Satanist, but this is her husband. I think she is a gateway for her husband, who is a fashion designer, Rick Owens. And hip hop has now got to come to the altar of them. Okay, that's Kanye West. That is A$AP Rocky, Cardi B. Oh yes, see, I have receipts, I have pictures if you're not familiar with this. And yes, that's JT, the rapper JT from the girl group City Girls. And not only JT, but there's a few others. There is Lil Uzi, Ice Spice. See, there's certain people. There's also Usher, Rihanna. There's some big names that come to see this man. Erykah Badu. Now, Erykah Badu has had some strange behavior over this past few years. And like when you see her design there for her clothing for her latest performance, don't think that that's something that's so artistic. No. Okay, that is satanic. Okay, that is satanic. That's her at Rick Owens' fashion show. Now, these are Rick Owens' designs. All right, he's a married man to Michelle Lamy, and has very eccentric designs that are now let's get into the mind of him as a designer. He came out with a shoe called Satanic shoe for Converse. And do you see the symbol to the right? Yeah, that's very demonic, symbolizing Baphomet. He came out with a line for Champion clothing, and he sold out with Converse. Okay, and see, people are now questioning, why is JT and Lil Uzi now? Are you trying to take your career off to another level? They're trying to make everything that is bad is good, and this is why. Gospel award going to Glorilla. Now, I'm not trying to put her down. I'm not saying she's not talented, but I feel like it's a disrespect, because this is how she really performs. This is how she entertains. And there were so many other talented gospel artists that could have had that. Then when you see non-black artists being given such a large platform, just like Post Malone, who is a multi-time winning artist with the CMA Awards, You see how he dresses up when he goes back into his community? Now, I'm talking about the same CMA Awards. There he goes right there, performing for CMA Awards. The same CMA Awards that did not recognize Beyonce and her country album that went to go Grammy. Do you see what I'm saying? It was a no-go for her to come and perform there. The only time she's ever performed on the Country Music Award show is as a guest with the Dixie Chicks. Do you see? Then you got Sam Smith. Even with Sam Smith, he didn't even come to the award show that he had been nominated for being Artist of the Year. Do you see what I'm saying? He didn't come. And so in place of him coming there to accept the award, the actor Anthony Anderson accepted the award on his behalf. And even Danny Glover said that, how is it that Sam Smith, being a white artist, has more awards than I do for a black entertainment award show? Same thing with Macklemore. Macklemore had been given more of a platform than Kendrick Lamar. But Kendrick Lamar went on to become a multi-Grammy winning artist. And not only that, but he was able to also hone his own halftime show with the Super Bowl. Now, do you hear Macklemore today doing anything big on that platform of the Super Bowl? No. Kendrick Lamar, see, that's what I'm saying. This is by design. They don't want certain artists, especially black artists that are political, to get the shine that they need to, because you see what I'm saying? Because the message will not connect with the people that really need it. They put artists like this on. They give these artists. Do you see what I'm saying? And how does that benefit black people that are watching black entertainment? I don't have a problem with white artists coming on and getting an opportunity to perform and to present their talent. But the way that BET Awards, the BET Hip Hop went so hard for some of these artists, it is just unbelievable, to the point to where you even have credible artists that question the same things. Do you see what I'm saying? So with BET Awards being gone now, the BET Hip Hop Awards being gone now, I feel like this is a blessing in disguise. Look at this. They were doing this in front of Dr. Bobby Jones. Dr. Bobby Jones, who has been a pioneer for gospel music. Now, these are what our children are looking at. These people like, Christian Rock and Sexy Red. This is what your child is looking at. This is what your son is looking at. This is what they're aspiring to. And they're doing this in front of Dr. Bobby Jones, who's partnered with Shirley Caesar. And he's been in this for a long time. He is a reputable person in the gospel arena. Black entertainment should be excellence, because people expect excellence from black people. And the reason why I say that is because the expectations had always been there for us. This is where we're at today. This is where black excellence needs to come back up to. The bar is up there. Okay? And even with Kirk Franklin, right? You got people that's looking up to him, but this is what he is limiting himself to do. This is what he's done with his platform. And I just feel like it has all gone to trash. It's all gone to trash. And so the last part of this is BET has been, again, owned by Viacom since early 2000, right? Now, with that, it has slowly been trying to shift the culture into whiteness. If they could bottle it up, skin it, and be able to wear it, they would. But they can't. Once Eminem, who is a unicorn, I can't say anything bad about him because he's really talented. He was able to form his own type of gift with the influence of Black American culture in hip hop. And he has been able to hold his own, but he is a unicorn. They tried it one other time with somebody called Kid Rock. Oh yeah, yeah. When Kid Rock used to be black or used to want to be down with black culture, when rock no longer was relevant anymore, white kids were no longer paying for rock. Cash was coming through hip hop. But Viacom did not want to see a black face on hip hop. Do you see why you're seeing the transition of blackness move across the line over the years, with hip hop turning into something like pop? That's why. Why has BET never gotten the financial support that MTV and VH1 has gotten over the years? It is because it does not support the message of blackness. It only wants to prostitute the hip hop, okay, the gift of blackness, and put a white face onto it. And they tried it for the last time, while Viacom overstepped themselves and they booked a non-black host onto Black Entertainment Television Award show.
She got the whole world saying, "Ski!" Give it up for my little sis, Sexy Red. St. Louis was good.
But look, do you see what I'm saying? That's why the bar has to be set so high. Because not only does it benefit us, but do you see other groups of people also eat off of black excellence? Now here he was, I'm not a fan of 50 Cent, but here he was trying to put a hit out on a black man. Okay? So it's time. I hear them coming. They coming. It's right here, y'all. Good riddance.
Just stepping.
Please like, share, and subscribe. Let me know what you think about the BET Hip Hop Awards and the Soul Train Awards being canceled out. Again, a necessary evil for the Soul Train Awards, even though it's very unfortunate.